back with another MK video, and as you can see, today we are going to be making a video about the top 5 easiest characters to use in the game. So when I think of, top 5 easiest characters in the game, I think of, they're very easy, very user friendly, and using these characters in that way will be effective. So there's some characters who you could say are easy to use, but when they use them like how some people use them, they're not truly effective. So I'll pretty much give my opinion of who are the top 5 easiest characters in the game at this time in the game before the Aftermath patch. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get into number 5. And okay, so the first character we have is SubZero. So these two variations, we're all going to be talking about mainly the competitive variations. So when you're playing Combat League tournaments and etc. So yeah, I feel like the two variations that are most user friendly is Thin Ice and Avalanche. Now Dead of Winter is, I think personally, it's his second best variation, but I think it is slightly harder to use and it's not as user friendly, because I honestly do think it takes a little bit more skill to use that variation. But the reason why I have SubZero at 5, because I do think you need basics to be successful with this character, but at the same time he is also still pretty user friendly, since he has like this slide, which is like the best slide in the game, let's be honest. If we do put the frame data on both, as you can see, that is 11 frame startup. Like, come on now, that is insane. And then let's say on block, I mean, it's still, punishable. Obviously it's punishable on block, it's -20, but since he is so low to the ground, you almost can never do your high. You always have to follow up with a mid, which you usually have no problem with. Sometimes you can still catch a high, because like I said, it's -20, so you have plenty of time to punish, but sometimes you just don't get it, since he is so low to the ground. And then you'll see a lot of people actually doing this. So you'll see a lot of people do this, and it can be very, very, very annoying when they're like mashing, down to. So another thing that you see a lot of SubZeros, and they sometimes have some success doing. I usually, it's not too hard to deal with, and I don't really suggest using it too much, but they play keep away with the Thin Ice and just go in and slide, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. That's really predictable stuff, and after a while it's not really very effective. So I probably wouldn't do that too much, but you will see that a lot, especially with going up against a Thin Ice user in Combat League. You'll see that all the time. But this variation does have some very good strengths. For example, he has this special move, this right here, the Death Circle. What's the name? This is probably one of the best chip out moves in the game. So let's say they're close to death, you hit him with that, and that's going to be, you can see how much chip damage that is just by itself. You know what I'm saying? That is insane amount of chip damage. And I mean, well, that's not chip damage, that was on hit. But we'll do that. As you can see, that is an insane amount of chip damage. So yeah, SubZero I do think is one of the easier characters in the game, especially since he also is a very easily character for like mix, because obviously he has this 19 frame overhead, then he has this 13 frame low, and even though it is fuzzyable, you will get caught by this a lot. That's not a true combo, obviously, but you can, what is a true combo is this, so you get hit by that a lot, just because this overhead is just so, it's not super fast, but like it's very hard to react to online. And when someone is like fuzzying and stuff, even if they don't even know not fuzzying, shimmying, even if they don't know who they are, like, this can be extremely hard to predict. And if you get hit with that, it's full combo, you get hit by this, you still get that, you still get 168 to you, and moving towards that crushing blow. So yeah, that's why. And also he has an insane crushing blow, not crushing blow, insane fatal blow that does insane amounts damage and doesn't scale very hard at all. He even has meterless combos, I mean, not meterless combos. Like, no, yeah, meterless combos. Like, you could do this meterless combo right here, and it's crazy damage. Oh my gosh, hold up. Oh my goodness, hold up. How do you do this? But as you can see, that's meterless damage, and that's 279. And you could even go into, you know, your crushing blow, just like this. Oh my gosh. You can go into the crushing blow, and it's an insane amount of damage, like that, like 368 easy damage. That is insane. You know what I'm saying? It's not even that hard to do. With a little practice, anybody can do it. But he gets some pretty, you know, solid damage in this variation. Dead of Winter, he gets even better damage, but like I said, you don't have that slide, so it's not. I feel like Dead of Winter is not as user friendly, but it's very good for people who are very experienced and don't really need the overhead as much. So yeah, we'll go ahead and move on to the next character. Okay, so as you can see, the next character we have is Kano. So at number 5 we had SubZero. For SubZero, like I already said, you know, it takes basics to, you know, I think you need a little bit of basics to be, you know, actually good with him, but I do think he's one of the more friendly, user-friendly characters in the game. And then it's kind of similar with Kano. It's, you know, good to have those basics, but let's be honest here, you don't really need basics with Kano, how Kano plays in this game. Now, these two variations, Ripper and Ratbag, I think are the most user-friendly variations. Dirtbag, I actually think is a pretty hard variation to use effectively. You know, you could obviously, you know, do the same Kano stuff with Dirtbag, but to actually like do his optimal and, you know, most effective stuff and setups and stuff, it actually takes, you know, it's a lot more complicated than these two variations. These two variations are a lot more straight up. So with Kano, what you will see a lot, I know, like I was playing in my tournament match the other day, you saw that Kano, and he literally was just doing an insane amount of Kano balls, you know, and like literally Kano is so good at, he's probably one of the best characters who can do something so unsafe or just straight up whiff an attack and still have time to just, you know, still punish you pretty much. Like this move right here, for example, this move right here has 21 frames of recovery and only active for 3, right? So you'll see a lot of, you know, really good Kano users will whiff this literally on purpose, and sometimes they will even catch you, because let's say you try to do an advance and attack or something and you're like right around here, that won't, right here, like around, you know, this area right here, because that won't reach. But sometimes if you try to do, like, you know, with some of the, you know, longer ranging characters like Frost and etc., if you try to do a advancing attack, you know what I'm saying, they will end up catching you with that crushing blow that he has with this. But also, even if you don't do advance, most of the time they can just have enough time to just recover if they just, you know, mash buttons, or, you know, something. Like I said, it's literally just, you'll see a lot of, you know, a lot of Kanos just mash through a lot of strings, like, and he has very good like shimmies, and no, not really shimmies, but he has really good staggers, since he has a lot of flawless blocks in his stuff. And if you don't know, flawless blocks, the strings that have flawless block gaps are really good for you know, for staggers, because some people will try to get those flawless blocks, and since they're trying to go for the flawless block, they actually end up getting hit by the you know, by you actually, you know, not completing a string and poking instead. So what, you know, you'll see a lot, because I believe Fidge Jam, for example, I believe there's a flawless block gap in this. So if we turn on the flawless block real quick to make sure, because like I said, yeah, like I thought this, and I think this as well. Yeah, both have flawless blocks, but you will see them just stagger, and then you can just, and then you'll see them mashing buttons, like, and you know, that will happen a lot. And since he's so good, the basic game plan of Kano is very crazy. You play very loose, crazy, unpredictable, you know what I'm saying? Well, that's the reason why you play like that, is to be unpredictable. But You know, sometimes some Kanos can be a little bit predictable, and he can be punished very hard. Like I said, he has quite a few flawless block gaps. I think this even has a flawless block gap if I remember correctly. Let's see here. Maybe. Oh, I didn't have it on flawless block. Yeah, that has a flawless block gap. He has quite a few flawless block gaps, but these are also work as very good staggers, like this 1-1 stagger, 1-1 poke. You know what I'm saying? You'll see that a lot, and you know he has a basic game plan that you don't really need fundamentals, but I do think you need a little bit more. It takes a little bit more special people can use this character, you know, very effectively, even if it's like, you know, they're playing wild, because at the end of the day, the best way to play Kano is wild in this game. I hate to say it. You know, he's very good. He plays MK11. MK11 is one of those, you know, fighting games. You know, if your character has good pokes and good grab game, you can do well with him. Even though, you know, Kano isn't, you know, in my opinion at least, a very good character. I think he's lower. I think he's honestly a, you know, low 5. In the, you know, low 5 of characters. I do still think he's fairly simple to use and what you want to do with him, since he has, you know, a lot of the stuff that makes characters good. He has throw loops, you know what I'm saying, very, very strong throw game, since he has, you know, crushing blows in both directions, and they, you know, are relatively close, decent projectiles, good pokes, you know what I'm saying, and you know, flawless block gaps. He has quite a few flawless block gaps, but he has very good staggers because of those. And yeah, that's why I think Kano is probably one of the easier characters to use. So we'll go ahead and move on to next. Okay, so now we have our third, and as you can see, we have Aaron Black. Now, as you may know, Aaron Black is my main in this game, and you know, some Aaron Black mains may not, you know, confess to it, but Aaron Black isn't too hard of a character to use. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will say, you know, if you optimize Aaron Black, he is much better. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people who main Aaron Black don't even optimize him. I see, like, especially within, like, the casual community, don't really optimize him. But when you see him, you know, being used competitively, you always see most of those guys usually optimize all the stuff. And I think that's different, but overall, his game plan is very simple. He's a very, I think, at least in 52 card pickup, a very, you know, I think in 52 card pickup, he's a very, you know, user-friendly character. But the only thing is, that's only in 52 card pickup, in my opinion. I think in Barking Irons and Locked and Loaded, I feel like, even though he still has a little bit of a straightforward game plan, you have to know what you're doing with Aaron Black to kind of get away with using those variations, because, you know, even though Barking Irons I think is still a really good variation, it does, you know, struggle in some matchups, but overall, you know, Barking Irons is a very fun and I think honestly good variation. I think it's a very downplayed variation, but it does, you know, require a lot more skill, because, you know, you have things like, instead of having easy setups in like you do in 52 card pickup, you have to actually work for basically everything, all the damage and, you know, setups and stuff like that you want. So that's why I think that's the case for Barking Irons. I think it's a little bit more harder to use than 52 card pickup, but when it comes to 52 card pickup, I think it is the most straight up variation in the game. The most all-around variation in the game, and it literally has almost basically everything you need in a character, almost everything, but like, you know, a command grab and etc. So Aaron Black's basic game plan is, in 52 card pickup, is keep away. Now when I use Aaron Black, you see me play rush down a little bit more. I usually just do that because it's fun for me to play more rush down, but if I'm sweating and I'm really trying to win, Aaron is a keep away character, you know what I'm saying, in 52 card pickup at least. He's a keep away character. You want to, you know, keep him, you know, at, if you want to win, you know, like almost guarantee a win, you know, and, you know, use Aaron Black to his strongest abilities, you want to keep him around, you know, this, I'd probably say like this to, you know, even full screen. He's very good, you know, yes, a lot of different tools in 52 card pickup. You know, you have this right here, you have Scud Shot, you have obviously his gun, which you can shoot, and then, you know, just reload, and you know, lock back up your gun, or, you know, end up reloading, and Scud Shotting if they try to throw a projectile, you know what I'm saying? He has a lot of different things. You have like this, and then you have like this, oh, sorry. Then you also have like this. Oh, whoops. Sorry. I have like that, and that could even be, you know, a little bit of a stagger, because you have that, and you keep hitting them with that, and then you end up switching it up to this, and you can catch them lacking. And then he also has a, you know, very good off a chip. So if we, oops, I said record, didn't I? I meant to put him on block on this move right here. As you can see, that does some decent chip. This also does some pretty decent chip. Not actually the best chip, but when it comes to like chip out, where they start taking away the defensive bar, this is a very good move. This is a very good move. So yeah, he's decent at the end of rounds. He has, you know, a lot of different, you know, very gimmicky stuff, like this down 4, bam. You have this. Very good poke. I don't see this enough, honestly. Like that poke is so good. You can whiff this. You can whiff this on purpose. Then, you know, go into what's name, because they recover so quickly. There's just so many different things you can do with Aaron Black, and he's very simple to use. You know, you got basic meterless combo right there. It's not very hard to do. I mean, you basically see most Aaron Blacks doing this, and if you don't see them do that, they're most likely not an Aaron Black main. They just kind of just use them sometimes. But yeah, I mean, very basic, and you can even go into like different stuff. If you go into a grab, for example, you know, you get, that's, you know, 50% damage right there. You know what I'm saying? So that's, you know, pretty crazy stuff. Aaron Black, like I said, is very simple character to use, very good keep away, decent rush down. You know, against characters who struggle, you know, close up, he can, you know, put pressure on them like Cetrion, and etc. But also can deal with that zoning that Cetrion does. Very good against, you know, like I said, he's just a very good all around character, and he's pretty decently user friendly. I definitely don't think he's the most user friendly character, because he does have some things that are a little bit more complicated. For example, like dialing strings. Not all people, you know, can figure all that stuff out, you know what I'm saying, and making sure they don't mash too much, you know what I'm saying, on this, because if you mash, oh, what the heck, if you do it more than 3 times, if you're just mashing that, it won't let you do rise and stock, you know what I'm saying. It took me, beginning of the game, I did not know that, and I used to even do this, and I lost so much damage from that. But yeah, you know what I'm saying, he's a very user-friendly character, but I do think a stronger Aaron Black is always going to be way more harder to fight, but you know, his basics are just very simple. Good stagger game, because, you know, once again, he has actually a pretty good stagger with this. I don't see it too much, but he does have a little bit of stagger with, because like with this string, I guess is that a thing, an auto stagger? Because obviously this is what's saying, but you can also finish. But as you can see, this is, you know, flawless block gap, different timing for flawless blocks, or you can just hit him with this. You can hit him with, obviously this is a decent stagger as well. More of an auto shimmy than a stagger, because, you know, the grab animation kind of looks similar to that, and you'll see like boom, grab, boom. And then you'll see the staggers with this as well. You can just keep throwing that out, and then end up grabbing, or you can finish, because obviously there's a flawless block gap in that. But I don't know, there's a lot of different things you can do. And yeah, I mean, Aaron Black, very simple character to use. I like, in casual level, you don't really need that much skill to win with him, but at the higher level, obviously, you're going to have to, you know, start picking up advanced techniques and stuff like that, and tech. And yeah, and the other 2 variations, you really, I honestly, they're not as user friendly. Especially the 3rd variation, I don't think it's very user friendly at all. You can get some insane damage from it, but like I said, it's all based on setups as well. So basically, everything that you have to do setups, I feel like is a little bit more. It takes a little bit more skill for that stuff. But yeah, we'll go ahead and move on to the next character. Alright, so as you can see, we have our next character, and that is Nightwolf. So as you can see, we only have Motoko Warrior out for a reason, because I do think it takes a little bit more skill to use the other variations. This is, I think it is his best variation in my opinion, but it's a very straight up variation, and he's kind of similar to the first person who's going to be the easiest character. But I think this character is fairly simple, and he has a very basic game plan, and he has very simple combos that do insane amount of damage. He has solid zoning, and then he also has pretty good anti-zoning with this, as I'll show you real quick if you don't understand what this is. Oops. As you can see, we'll have him record that. You can shoot this stuff back, and it comes out pretty quickly. As you can see, obviously amplified versions do get, you'll still get hit by that, but if you do it at timing, like obviously if you do up close or something like that, the timing is so that the amplified doesn't really come out. Yeah, like I said, he has very basic combos, very good staggers, amazing staggers in this game. I don't know why it's doing that, but like I said, very good staggers in this game. You got his 1-1, because I think there's a flawless block gap in his in that one part of that string, the overhead part. Yeah, so there's not one in this obviously, but this is a very good stagger. You can go into a forward grab. As you know, his forward grab is very good because sets up, his forward grab sets up mix, because he has this overhead, which is I would like to say, I think, because this overhead is 24 frames, I think SubZero's overhead should be around this as well, but of course it's like 19 frames. But I think this is a very good overhead. It's off of this grab, this overhead is very strong, because you have to guess if I'm going to go low or if I'm going to go overhead, and you have to pick, because both sides, either way, you're going to eat some hefty damage. So as you can see, this is I think like, if this isn't optimal, this is like this second optimal, you know what I'm saying? So either you're gonna get caught by this low like this, like that, or you're gonna get caught by this overhead, and that's gonna really hurt. As you can see, 301, and that's all because after one grab, it's just like immediately mix. And then you also have this string right here that has a low in the middle of the string, which you could also stagger. Now I don't know if there's a flawless block gap. I don't think this is as good of a stagger, because there's not that flawless block gap. I think the third hit has one, but you won't really see the third hit out too much, because I don't think it's okay on block. You know what I'm saying? Actually it's -3. Good God, that's safe. That's super safe. But what I'll usually do is I'll throw this mid out a lot, because how fast it recovers. As you can see, if we do this 25, that's not super fast, but it's decent recovery. And yeah, but having a low in the middle of a string is very, very strong, because especially at the casual level, because a lot of people will get caught by that low for some odd reason. They just don't have matchup experience. But most of the time when you're playing higher level people, they're gonna know that that is a low, so they're gonna catch that. But like I said, this is very safe. It's a very safe move, but there is a flawless block gap, so you could just boom, when they're on block. So let's say they try to do a flawless block, you can just because they're gonna try to flawless block and the timing is gonna be off. It's probably better just to like do a poke. You'll see this a lot, like especially within Jax, but you could do that with him as well. Hit him with a poke, because they try to do the flawless block. That is that. So yeah, that's basically what his game plan is. You want to work off the mix after this grab. Very strong grab game. His back grab is okay if you're playing up against a character who's not very good at who doesn't play well against zoners, like Jack here, for example. Jax, that back throw can be very handy, but this forward throw, when you want to keep your opponent close, like I said, it's very, very strong. Very good. This is a very good string. Good, very good meterless damage in the corner. If we can get this first try, that would be great. But I doubt I will get this first try. But like I said, very good meterless damage in the corner. You can convert it. It definitely takes some practice. There was a time where I was actually heavily considering picking up Nightwolf. I used to practice and actually practice this combo, and I could consistently get it, but I can't consistently get it anymore because I just was like, I just think I'm just gonna, you know, play this character every once in a while, not really main him. Yeah, he has insane meterless damage combo within the corner, and obviously crazy meter damage in the corner when you even when you're using meter. So if we take it to the corner, oh my gosh, if we take him to the corner real quick, as you can see, we'll do a little combo. This is pretty basic. I'm pretty sure that's optimal as well, and you can even do like going into fatal blow. I'm not going to do it just because I don't, you know, with copyright. Well, not copyright, but like, you know, I don't know. You know, YouTube algorithm, they don't like too much blood. So I already messed up by picking this stage. So I don't want to, you know, do the fatal blow. But you can do that, and I think that that's more optimal than the other, than doing this. But I'm not too sure. I usually do the one I just did. But yeah, Nightwolf is just a very, very simple character. The only thing he truly lacks is a good anti-air, but you can manage with doing down 2, or if you can time it, do this. Or no, wait, is it this? Yeah, it's this right here. If you can time it, you can actually hit him with that, but it's pretty, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? I see it work mostly on like upgraded Jackie. So we'll go ahead and move on to the easiest character in the game to use. Okay, as you can see, we are Liu Kang, and Liu Kang is, in my opinion, is the easiest character to pick up in this game. Now, I do think they made this intentional because Liu Kang is a fan favorite. You know, just like Scorpion, just like Scorpion, just like SubZero. You know what I'm saying? Liu Kang is a staple character that's always going to probably be, you know, involved in the games, and very, very beloved. And I do think he deserves to be simple, but he's just a really good character. I think he is the perfect S tier character in my opinion. You know, very simple to use for, you know, for people who's first starting the game, and then he also has a lot of advanced stuff for people who already, who love. He has some advanced stuff that, you know, helps, you know, the, you know, more skilled players, you know, take advantage of and use, so that, you know, you can get away with some, you know, crazy stuff. So there is a, you know, thing in, you know, this community, and honestly I agree with that, you know, Liu Kang carries some people. Yes, that is sometimes the case. Now, at the highest level, obviously those guys aren't carried. Like, you know, Ninja Killer, for example, dude isn't carried, obviously. Dude's a freaking monster. And, you know, there's other, you know, very, very good, you know, Liu Kang players out there who definitely aren't carried as well. But this character can easily take someone who is very average at the game, like myself, and elevate him to a point so they can actually compete with those higher level players. So let's say I picked up Liu Kang and started practicing him like crazy. I feel like I could, you know, compete with people who are way better than me that I probably normally couldn't compete against. Because Liu Kang is very good. Now, then also I have the case of lower level people. You know, lower level, and there's nothing wrong with being a lower level, and what I mean mostly in that is casual players. You know, you'll see most of the casuals, you know, pull out, you know, this stagger. So obviously there's a flawless block gap in this. I don't know if they know this is a very good stagger, but like, because, like, for example, for me, I like to try to, you know, flawless block that string right there because it's, you know, it's plus on block. Now they can mix it up and, you know, do a fireball, and the timing is a little bit different, but you can still flawless block that. But then sometimes you also get people who just straight up mash. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's stuff like that, you know, that's hard to time for him. And you can basically forward 4 all day, and you'll see that a lot of casual people do that, but it really isn't the best thing to do, because there are gaps in this string that you can catch, and like I said, there is a flawless block gap at the end as well. So it's a weird string. It's a very good string and a very user-friendly string, but also can be taken advantage of, especially since it also has a crushing blow. And yeah, and then he also has very, very good projectiles. So this is basically, I'm using the I carry, you know, one, but it's basically Liu Kang, you know, Liu Kang. Hey, I'm recording this after the video because for some reason my the video audio started, you know, messing up like how it does sometimes with using Elgato. I really gotta start using a separate recording, my voice for when I'm recording gameplays, and stuff like this. But you get the gist pretty much. So Liu Kang, I think, is the easiest character in the game to use. Very basic, very user friendly. He does have a lot more advanced. He does have ways to make, you know, more advanced tech, and you know, advanced optimal combos that you can do to, you know, make him even better. But you really only see that with the highest level guys like Ninja Killa and etc. Now, just because he's a very easy to use character is not a bad thing. I think Liu Kang is a very good character, and I think he's a character that's, you know, needed in the game. You always need a character who is very user friendly, that, you know, a guy that, you know, guys can pick up, you know, new people to the game can pick up to learn the basics and stuff. And you know, you don't want them to struggle too much, because you don't want them to drop the game because they just, like, you know, just getting destroyed completely. Because, you know, at the end of the day, Liu Kang's a very strong character. Definitely one of the best characters in the game, and I think he's a fair S tier character. I mean, obviously there are things that he is, you know, crazy good at, but like he has his weaknesses, like, you know, he has a lot of stuff that, you know, whiffs on, you know, female characters and other characters like Johnny Cage. And, you know what I'm saying, he doesn't have a very strong neutral game, like I already said. But yeah, Liu Kang is a very good character in this game. Definitely, I think, is the easiest character to use. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, please go ahead and leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace out.